So we're going to item 9 on, which is items for information. Okay, I know we don't normally take presentations and that during this or reports, but the committee felt that this item of information was particularly of interest as we've not received the right amount of feedback. So if someone could just present, I know we've received the update to this morning, which I have to say was a little bit late. However, if you want to give us a verbal update as well.
Okay, I will do that. So first of all, can I start with an apology on behalf of the Clean City team, because there has been quite a bit of confusion that has arisen that has meant that the information that this committee has requested has not been presented in a timely way. And hopefully the detail that we've now got in front of you this morning actually is what the committee has requested. What you've got is a brief report outlining where we are with the overall Clean City programme and where we are with concluding the allocation of the Clean City Fund, which is on target to complete in the next few weeks. And the summary of that is that over 800 ideas generated from a variety of sources, including members of the public, have been agreed and are being delivered through 42 different schemes that take account of at least over 500 of those ideas. There is then a further allocation that the executive members are in the process of confirming. The report then seeks to address the key points that members requested, and in addition have brought some samples of the various communication that has been undertaken throughout the programme, and we've each got a copy of that, a pack which includes that. It is intended that there will be further communication as we move forward, and the team are working with Councillor Battle as the lead member to develop a bespoke overview for every ward in the city, which members should be able to receive in the next few weeks. So happy to take any questions on that. I accept that people may not have had a chance to read the detail in here, but we're happy to respond.
Members. Okay, whilst members are having a quick look through the pack. There's a couple of issues I've got, and I think this goes back to the previous meeting. Just to go over this is an item for information, and I've had emails from the public about this not being reported. I've explained why this isn't a report, it's an item of information because it's related to a previous report. However, from that report was some outcomes were expected, and those outcomes have not materialised. And the major one for myself is, I'm in agreement with the public who have contacted me on this, is this is not on the website, and this is what this committee asked for. And I know I'm going to have feedback saying it is on the website. It's not on the website. What is on the website is, do you want to support this? What isn't on the website is a list of projects which have been funded and where we're up to with the fund. That was what was asked for. That's not what's on there. I've got the Clean City website in front of me now, and what's on there is asking the public to support projects. It's not a detailed, which I would imagine we've all got that information. It's not privileged information. It's able to be put on there. That should have been put on there pretty much not long after that committee. It was a simple update. If someone could just feedback on that.
Yeah, that we put that I know that the scrutiny recommended that, and as the executive members we looked at it and discussed it, and we continue to discuss in terms of how we be transparent about the money that's been spent. Obviously things have been changing in terms of what's been agreed and what's actually been funded. So we're coming up with a way of actually making sure that there's clarity in terms of what's an idea, what's been funded, what that total amount is, and what money's been released. So it has been stalled. It's been me that's been stalling in terms of publishing that on the website, because I wanted to make sure that we weren't sending out mixed messages in terms of what's been funded and what's not. And obviously I've taken over the lead quite recently on this portfolio. It was Bernard who was leading it before. I've come in, I've changed things working with John Flanagan, so we are a little bit behind where we should be, but that's because we've actually changed the way that we're rejigging it. So we'll come back to your suggestion and we'll get that up on the website, but it was me that halted that, so it was been emphasis.
Okay, but we've got we've got at the moment plans which we've agreed to fund. Okay, for bids, that's correct. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so what the committee wants to understand, Rose, is that we're in a situation where there's some that we've not yet agreed, there's some where, you know, the funding's, you know, we're a bit hazy about, but the ones that have been agreed was what the petition, the outcomes from that petition.
Well, the ones that are agreed, but what was happening is that people were assuming that just because they've submitted an idea, that they'd already been agreed budget for it, and it wasn't. So I just told everybody to hold the horses until we actually had some clarification in terms about exactly where things were up to in terms of the process. So we'll get the 42 on later today. Sarah will do, which is back to her.
Thank you. Shall
I think Rose just answered my question. There obviously are cheques or money that has actually been sent out already. Obviously those are funded, they know. So that list surely can be put up and immediately. But also it would have been nice if local members had actually had that list sent as well.
Well, this is what I've been working on, and obviously I've just taken over this, and it's a massive part of an area of work which I wasn't leading on. So I've introduced that, and what members will be getting over the next few weeks is an update of exactly what's been funded in their ward, but also what's been funded at city-wide level. We've got 32 wards, and there's a lot of things that I've had to pick up that perhaps should have been done previously that we're now working through as a team. So I give the assurances that those things are being done, but obviously they're just not done before this meeting, but we are on it.
It's just that we know they've been funded because they've come to us and said thank you, and it's like, it would have been nice if we known before they came to us and said thank you.
Yeah. Can I just add this? So it just said it's on the website. I've got it here. I've just brought up the 3 areas now, and if it's on there, it's not clear. It's definitely not clear. The communication side of that is not clear, and I'd like to know where it is if it's on there.
I mean, I'm managing the Clean City team at the moment, so we will make sure that the information that is on the website is clear enough. Obviously, Sarah's team will be making sure that the website operates properly, but I will get the officers to actually go through that check and make sure that it is clear enough for people.
And just to say that it was politically agreed what would go on the website. Bernard politically agreed it and was quite instrumental about what information was to go on and what. So if that's not happened, come back to me, because we are taking that kind of political control of what goes on the website. But what you see is not an officer decision, it was part of the member decision.
Okay. Executive member decision, yeah. What's come up at the previous item and what's come up at this item is that we're doing a lot of stuff throughout the city and it's not being communicated effectively. I'm not saying that's communications fault, I'm not saying that's officers, I'm not saying that's members, I'm saying it's not being communicated effectively as it should be. And I know from talking to members before the room, we wanted to look at a report and in actual fact a subgroup, the way in actual fact we are communicating across the city. And I think that's what we need moving forward as well, because I'm a bit concerned.
If you're going to take up the executive member communications, that would be Bernard who would pick that up.
Well, I have done, and unfortunately Bernard can't be today. He's up at an admin meeting which was a double scheduling, and I have taken that up with Bernard, and Bernard in principle has agreed with that if the committee is happy to move to a subgroup for communications on that. I mean, Sarah.
Sorry, I don't want to disagree with that at all. What I did want to ask though was that we could have information about the 20's Plenty spending in the same way as we're getting information about the Clean and Green, because I don't understand how the 20's Plenty spending is
That's
going
not clear to anyone, so you'll have to ask the executive members and that's responsible for that.
That's difficult again, that goes back to the point of communication, exactly. Committee, I want to carry on with the questions here, but I want to make the recommendations at the end, so if people have got more questions for the Clean and Green. Okay. Committee, I want to recommend that we set up a subgroup for council communications. Are people in agreement with this? Yeah, with that. Yeah. So.
Just to confirm that, I have spoken to Councillor Priest about setting up a subcommittee on. We have a board, we have a customer and communications board which has exec members on it, but he has talked to me about setting up a subgroup with members on communications. he said he would lead that, he would set up the group, he would coordinate, he would be on it, and I will just attend and present whatever information you require. But I haven't heard, but I know it's his intention to complete that piece of work. So.
Well, if we allow wording on the committee, then I'll let you know further. This will be from this committee, which it falls under this committee.
And I'll take back Sarah's request about the 20 miles and that 20 plenty campaign. I'll talk through with my executive colleagues.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rosie. Okay, thank you for attending. I know we don't normally do that, but we did have requests from the public at this point. Thank you for your time. Okay, next item for information is Town Hall Complex.